Oh, sweet gods of the algorithm, please wish me a glorious day as I upload this video about vegan teacher and Dhar Mann. You know, guys, I don't think I could have hit a more banger crossover event than this. This is amazing. I am actually proud of myself. I won't lie, I saw another commentary channel do this, and I was like,
welcome back to class, welcome back to class, welcome back to class, don't be a pain in the ass.
Be vegan, yeah.
That vegan teacher is an infamous internet lol cow because all she does is complain about other people not being vegan, and then sometimes she gets weirdly sexual about it using like weird cucumber innuendos. Hey, before we get into today's video, just know that I stream on Twitch 3 days a week. Here's my schedule. Make sure to follow me over on Twitch. Now, in typical commentary fashion, I need to make sure to reiterate what her name is, which is Katie Karen Dykmeyer. And yes, her middle and last name are Karen Dykmeyer. And please don't take me out of context when I say her last name, because we all know it's her last name and not the other thing that it sounds like. But you know, everybody point and laugh. Let's get it all out of our systems. You know, let's say, ha ha ha, her name is Karen. You know, if you're unfamiliar with the vegan teacher, she's one of those people that thinks having a diet is somehow a good replacement for personality. You know, those kind of people who define their entire life around one single hobby or facet of it, and then assume that other people care to hear about that thing 24/7. Believe it or not, varied people with rich, different life experiences and varied experiences are usually more interesting to talk to than somebody who's been vegan and literally only talks about that. Listen, to throw some shade at some other people, but have you ever tried to talk to a bodybuilder or a CrossFitter? Like, one of them's all about the chicken, broccoli, and rice and not telling you about the secret sauce. And the other one, well, the other one just breaks their pelvis doing weird box squats inside of an empty gym that has no equipment. And then for some reason, both of them think they're the most interesting person on the planet when they both work at an insurance agency. Now, I don't believe all vegans are like the vegan teacher. You know, I don't really see a reason for all vegans to be like that. I don't think they are. No. But as a representative of which, unfortunately, she has become, I would say she's probably one of the worst. I think we can name another content creator that's a really bad vegan representative, but, you know, that's a crossover episode for another day. And I love this. Now that I have some teaching experience under my belt, I can tell you that she would probably make not a very good teacher. I can actually say that with some level of experience. It's amazing. But, you know, it's kind of like those teachers that try to have, like, this fake, like, authenticity with the youth, you know, where they're like, I get it, I understand what you mean. It's like, ha ha ha. And then they put a sign on their door that says, Big Chungus would be quiet in this classroom, and you're just like, ugh. Don't want that here. That's the kind of teacher she is. I think what the vegan teacher is missing here is that, you know, in order for it to make sense for people, they have to, like, meet you. You gotta meet them at their level, you know, and treat them as you would want to be treated, not treat them as children. I know they're 16-year-olds if you're a high school teacher, but, you know, just talking to them like normal people might actually get them to listen and pay attention in class. I don't know. Now, this video has nothing to do with her diet and her lifestyle. If that's what you want to do, that's you, right? But let's just all recognize how incredibly rude and strange she is. You don't need to be vegan to get that. Maybe as a vegan, you understand that more than other people because you see that and you're like, wow, that's never gonna convince anybody. But here's a 24-minute video she did on my boy Dhar Mann.
Moderators who are here, thank you everybody who is commenting positive things in the comment section about being kind to the animals, the most innocent and the most victimized on the planet. The animals who are still living through an incredible Holocaust right now.
You know, I don't want to be that one, but hey, Jewish viewers in the audience. Sorry, animals, take your place. I also love how, like, complicated that statement sounds when you break it down. I just like, what? Like, if you really start to break it down, like, if we break it down country by country, right? Somebody living in the Western world, right, in Canada or America, saying that the most victimized and most endangered class is animals. You can really start to, like, pick this apart, and I'm not going to, but I'm sure our minds go to plenty of places because we've all seen the awful things that have happened lately these past 2 years.
So this guy, everyone told me, go follow this guy, go check him out. He has all these videos and he's such a great guy. He's talking about being kind to everybody. And I thought, yay, I can't wait to see all his vegan videos. And so I started scrolling because he has 10.9 million followers. Started scrolling through all of this stuff. And do you know what I saw? Nothing.
You know, the vegan teacher knows what she's doing. She knows Dhar Mann gets views. She knows that she'll get views if she talks about Dhar Mann. You know, it's all like a cyclical thing where she understands that she's hated on, but she's capitalizing on that. That's what I see happening here. You know, I don't want to try and read her intentions, but that's really what's going on, I think. But you know, Dhar Mann's content is like deliberately emotionally baiting to get people to watch it. It's how he built his business and how copycats have built their business. I don't necessarily like the idea of pandering content that produces a moral message when you can produce good content that has a moral message, right? Plenty of movies are great and have great moral messages. Dhar Mann's videos are poorly acted and look like something else is about to start happening, but then it goes in another direction to be like some Sunday youth gospels preaching, okay?
About veganism at all. Not one thing. Not one video that talks about not being vegan phobic. Not one video that talks about being vegan fantastic.
Okay. There's another insinuation here where it's that nice people and vegan people are like, you have to be vegan to be nice, that being nice requires veganism, so that if you're not vegan, then automatically you cannot be nice. And I'm really parsing through her words here, and I'm breaking them down, and I'm sure it's not that deep, but I just love to think that she thinks people are just bad people if they are not vegan. Like, that is like original sin equivalent of like ridiculousness here. This is approaching some pretty just, is she in psychosis? Is that what's happening here? Is she okay? Where is that pink room? Where is she? Did somebody not give her her meds?
Not being vegan phobic. Not one video that talks about being vegan fantastic, being kind to animal rights activists. Not one thing about dystopia, anyone who's suffering the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. Nope.
Not being vegan phobic. Oh my god. Yeah, man, what can I tell you? People shouldn't clown on you for like how you want to eat or live your life, you know? Like, they just shouldn't. That's rude. But it's like, hey, don't be vegan phobic. But then she'll turn around and be like, he's not preaching this. It's not really, he doesn't really have to. You know, it's really hard to want to break this stuff down because it's like, it almost feels like a parody of all the strife and political turmoil that we've all had to go through. You know, it honestly just feels like it's a parody of it. It feels like I'm waiting for the guy to pull the curtain back and be like, ha ha ha, Saturday Night Live, we gotcha. But it just keeps going.
Nothing about speciesism and how we treat animals terribly. How speciesism is the first form of racism.
Man, Dhar Mann, she's saying this while it's like, these are videos about not discriminating against immigrants, people with Down syndrome, a gay teen, the disabled, people with skin conditions. All that's there. All those things that, you know, they're probably great messages. I mean, the reasoning for making these videos is dubious at best, but, you know, if we look at the content at face value, there's nice messages being preached here. But the vegan teacher, this isn't enough, because he's not telling people to stop being vegan phobic. I mean, I find her weird self-victimization very strange. I don't like it when people make themselves victims of their life circumstance. I mean, being vegan, like, you choose that. Maybe you feel like it is inside you and that it is part of your identity. Okay, fine. I won't fight you on that. That's fine. But vegan teacher, you are truly making yourself a victim of your own circumstance, okay? I'm sure you've had your struggles in life. We all do. Everyone has struggles. But I don't like it when people talk about how they live nothing but struggle, all right? Like, trust me, I got plenty of issues in my life. It gets dark sometimes. I've had dark times. I'm going through a dark time. But I don't talk about why I should get something from people, you know, or get pats on the back because I am going through a hard time. You know, I'll come out on that other side a better person, and I'll be like, I did it on my own, okay? I won't say, yeah, I was a victim of my life, because I got plenty of problems, but I'm not letting those define me. She wants to make herself a victim.
Not being vegan phobic. Not one video that talks about being vegan fantastic, being kind to animal rights activists. Not one thing about dystopia, anyone who's suffering the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. Nope. Nothing about speciesism and how we treat animals terribly, how speciesism is the first form of racism, the purest form of racism. Nothing.
Yeah, I bet your PhD in bullshit got you some great accreditations from that. What, you get tenure for coming up with those stupid words? God. You know, I could just make up words. You know, why are people being YouTube phobic? Why don't they think that being, an influencer is a real job in 2021? Why do you care so much what non-vegans think? Fuck them. You know, if you know you're doing the right thing, that should be great enough. And that if you're a kind person, you're gonna bring other people to follow you. You ever hear the phrase, you catch more flies with honey than you do with shit? Being vegan is a battle of hearts and minds if you want to take the activist route. I don't think you should, but if you want to, right? You want to win a battle of hearts and minds, make some good vegan food. I've eaten some great vegan food, you know? Make videos that are, fun and enjoyable. And don't be a dick. It's that easy. All of a sudden, you're going to notice a lot more people are open to being vegan. You know, I don't claim to be the smartest man on planet Earth, but I definitely am 20 years younger than this woman, and she reads as a 19-year-old. Okay? She reads as a child. And that might be one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever heard from a person. I know that I can tackle this subject, but I just don't even want to give it the time of day. And I'm just sitting here trying to corroborate an argument. But I know it doesn't matter what I say, because people are just going to be heated about it, regardless of how tactful and responsible I am about it.
Anything about cognitive dissonance on how people are fucked up in the head.
Honestly, I don't even think I need to do a commentary video. You know, this stuff does itself.
How they think that they love animals, and yet they murder them, they stab their knives into them. No, nothing like that.
Oh my god! This is absolutely full of the hottest takes on planet Earth. I haven't seen hot takes like this in years. People don't need to be talking about veganism to be good people. I mean, I don't think Dhar Mann is a good person, personally. I don't really see it. But it doesn't mean he's a bad person because he's not talking about the issue you care about. There's issues I care about that people don't talk about. So I'll talk about them when I get my chance to. You know, I'll do it myself. Jesus, there's so much here. There's so much here I want to unpack. But this video will be like 2 hours long, and nobody wants to watch me actually taking this woman to task, because she's an idiot. She is stupid, okay? I don't need to make an argument about it, because you're all gonna agree with me anyway.
Okay, whoa, first of all, right away we see some food. Now, what is that? That's a pizza with cheese on it. Nope, that's an X right there. Maybe I should get out my pad, you know? I probably should be writing something here. So this guy's name, everybody get your notepads out. We're going to make a report card for him. So his name is D-H-A-R and then M-A-N-N. Now remember, on the left side, we write the word good. And on the right side, we write the word bad. All right, and we're going to give this guy a grade at the end. I'm going to see what is he talking about. Is he doing anything good for the world? He says he is. He wants to make the world a better place. All right, so, I mean, yeah, this gets an X right away for, what do we got there? He's got cheese on the pizza. No. Does it say vegan cheese anywhere? You know what? We're going to assume that it's just non-vegan cheese, or he would have made a point, because if he truly is vegan or he cares about the animals, he would have made a point to tell us somehow.
I will say, if we're talking about school lunches, yes, they do lack nutritional diversity. It hasn't been that long since I've been in high school. School lunches, not very nutritionally diverse. They might as well just give you paste. It's like nutrient paste to keep you from dying. Oh my lord, lady, you are absolutely butt-fucking insane. I am... Guys, seriously, I have not watched any of this stuff before. This is my first time. I'm just getting into it right now. I am so floored. You know, I had heard like whispers or like the other commentary videos. You know, I try not to watch them. And then I was just like, might as well, right? I mean, what do I got to lose? I could just make a video on it. And this is absolutely worse than anything I could have imagined. I have not seen anybody more smooth-brained in this space. I have seen better arguments from worse people. Okay? This is awful.
So that's an X. Do you see any green things on that pizza? Do you see anything green? Any broccoli? Nope. Do you see any spinach on the pizza? Nope. You know, because what's really important is that you have whole foods on there. So what else do we put on peppers? I don't. Do you see any? No. No peppers. All right. What else you got there? There's a drink. Now, what is that? Juicy juice. Well, you know, so when you buy these juices in these individual packages like that, that's not good. So even though it's juice, the fact of the matter is, if there was an apple there instead of the juice, that would be better. So I'm giving that an X.
Yeah, no shit, vegan teacher. That's part of the problem. Dhar Mann is just making a point that the kid can't buy lunch. Oh my god! Yeah, school lunches should be healthier. Who the fuck is gonna disagree with that? He's showing what it's like, not what it could be. God damn, there needs to be some fucking conflict here. Lady, I've lived a 23-year-old's life. I've 23 years on this planet. And not in those 23 years, and not all the time I've been on Twitter, and not all the time I have existed as a human being on this planet, have I ever seen somebody with such a level of cognitive dissonance, whoa, bringing it back to something you said earlier, crazy, somebody who is so incredibly out of touch, that thinks they are a superior and moral individual. I have not seen somebody so absolutely in love with the idea of themselves when in reality their personality is absolutely fucking garbage. I have never in my life seen anybody as ridiculous and as rude as you. And that is coming from somebody who has covered actual assholes. But you know, the thing is that sometimes those assholes say something that is good, or you know, sometimes they have a good point to make, or sometimes they say something and you're like, huh? And then you go back to thinking, oh, yeah, well, what about all this other stuff? But now, looking at this, I have genuinely, you take the cake. Hands down. This is insane. It is. I haven't gotten this heated about something in years. Seriously, in such a long time. I just can't. But this is just insane. I should say that she spends about 8 minutes talking about this damn pizza, so I'm just gonna skip ahead now.
That'll be $2.40.
Could you charge it to my account, please? My name's Ryan Harris.
It says here you don't have any credit left.
Wait, are you sure?
I am really excited to see how the vegan teacher spins this into a negative. I am really excited to see, because I honestly think she will. I think she will find some way to make this a bad thing. Somehow. And it's... Imagine talking down at a video that shows a kid experiencing what it's like to have no money.
But it's okay, I paid for it. And I bought you some more credits to last you through the month.
Really? Thank you so much. But why are you helping me?
Well, I know what it feels like to not have lunch. You see, when I was a young girl...
Dhar Mann's videos are very on the nose. I clearly have to do a Dhar Mann video. I think people give him a lot of slack. You know, I think personally as somebody who makes stuff, like film stuff, I got a lot to say about Dhar Mann, but this isn't a video about Dhar Mann.
So hungry, and I didn't think I was going to eat. But then, out of nowhere, the amazing cashier brought me lunch.
Was that an apple? Guys, let's go back.
So hungry, and I didn't think I was going to eat. But then, out of nowhere, the amazing cashier...
What's this? Okay, wait, let's go through this. Potato chips? Okay, let's start. First of all, no, let's start with the good, okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my lord. I'm not even gonna break into the nutritional science of this stuff, right? Because that was something I almost ended up doing with my life. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back. You know, it would be really easy for me to just switch around my life and become a personal trainer. But I can't believe she's about to do it. I can't believe it. I'm floored, man.
Okay, so yeah, there's an apple and that's great. Okay, but what is this? Lay's chips? Chips? No. You get an X for that. Stop promoting things that are unhealthy. What is that? It's a potato in there. Just make a potato, put a potato on the plate. Never mind all the extra salt, all the extra fat. I mean, chips are just not healthy. There's no nutrition.
He's not she's gotta be taking a piss, right? She's gotta be taking a piss. She's gotta be taking a piss. Like, I watched that same thing she just watched. And it is very clear to see where the message is going, right? But, like, let's take the totality of the message versus the set decoration that is the lunch, right? Because this is a set decoration to represent a high school child's lunch, right? It needs to at least resemble what they would feed these kids, right? For it to be convincing in any regard. By the way, I don't think the set is convincing, but in terms of like lunch that is being fed to kids, I would call it a bit more convincing, you know? And is it really worth it? Is it really worth me giving the fucking energy to it? Just put a potato, raw, unbaked potato, blank. Eat it like an apple. Yeah, that's right. I only eat my potatoes raw, skin on. I'm sure that's totally cool. Just because something is in a video does not mean he is promoting it. Okay? Right? Like, let's say if one of these videos had a gun in it, right? Like one of those gun safety PSAs, right? Where it's like, oh, don't leave your gun on the table for little Tommy the toddler to put it in his mouth. That would be bad, right? Something like that, right? Now, according to this logic, the gun being in the video would be promotion of that object, right? When what it's doing is teaching you how to properly store it, right? It's not saying this is a good thing. It's saying this is how you care for a dangerous thing, right? But even more than that, that's if the gun is part of the main story, right? Let's think about it like this. Let's think about a movie, right? Let's say you have a movie like, I don't know, just a movie with like action in it. You know, maybe like a Quentin Tarantino movie where there's like a Pulp Fiction where there's gun, coke, all this stuff, all that, right? Now, because it's in that movie, does that mean that Quentin Tarantino is promoting the use of becoming a coke addict? Well, I mean, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that that is not the case in the video, in the movie, you know. Plenty of evidence to suggest that is a bad thing. But, you know, just having something in a video for narrative reasons doesn't mean you're supporting it. I see this argument all the time. We can feature things that aren't good in movies and videos and not support them, right? Including things does not mean that they, you know, aren't bad. Right? Doing these things when you make a video, make a movie, make content, right? It gives a sense of believability. The acting might be bad, but if what he's filming looks like it would be real, you're more willing to forgive the bad acting if you can believe that this is happening in a real place where real people live, you know, where there's that character and all that. Like if I was doing a political movie, right? Something where there's a lot of heated politics, maybe two sides clashing against each other, right? It's my job as a filmmaker to represent both sides. Like, I need to include things that might not necessarily be part of my political identity or be part of my identity as a person in the movie that I create, because I am trying to create a piece, right? I'm trying to create something that convinces you, that brings you to this world. You know, when I write characters, you know, I write people that aren't like me. You know, that's deliberate. You know, I don't want to tell my story. I have a character that I want to tell the story of. And that character might be a bad guy. He might have bad things that I don't agree with or that bother me. You know, faults that I don't necessarily like. But those things make him human and fuller. And it creates a more interesting and engaging character and an engaging world. You need those things. Doesn't mean you need to agree with those things. But those things are important for creating good content. Good movies. Good video. This video is not promoting, you know, these food items. It is representing the food items for what they are. And the food items are really just like, they're just the physical element of this narrative that helps propel the meaning forward, right? So, you know, there doesn't need to be food on the table to show the kids' struggle, right? But him going up and buying the food, not having money for the food, and sitting down with no food at the table visually shows that he has no money. Now, they even visually show in the most lazy way possible, right? That he has no money on a clipboard with him and a $0 bill, right? But him sitting down, being hungry with no food helps hammer home the point that, hey, kids shouldn't go hungry at lunch. He could have had food, but he didn't. Not the food is good. You know, if you're a hungry kid and you don't really have an option, you don't get to pick and choose what you can eat, you don't have the luxury of being vegan, right? You're gonna take what you can get. But it doesn't matter what the fucking food is. The food could be anything. The point is, there needs to be food there to visually show that there is something happening. It helps hammer home the point in your fucking pea brain that there's something going on. I can't believe I'm trying to like break down the meanings and the semantics of a Dhar Mann video to a woman who would never listen to me anyway. Because I'm not vegan. And the only way that she would listen is if I was vegan, because vegans are superior. Is there such a thing as a vegan supremacist? I think she's a vegan supremacist. I wouldn't be surprised if she thinks her genes are better than non-vegan eaters. That's enough of the vegan teacher today because I'm gonna get an aneurysm. Maybe I should do more of the vegan teacher. I think that'd be interesting. Well, that was the vegan teacher, and sure was that a riot. Anyway, guys, take care. Be well. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Just in the links down below. @FPS Diesel, wherever you go.